This video will highlight how Senator McCain is a war propagandist and how the media is giving him a platform to peddle this story.
Senator McCain, you see these children here? They're going to take revenge on those people who refuse to help them.
She said, see these children? These children will take revenge on those who didn't help them.
A woman in a refugee camp said to me, she said, Senator, see these children? See these children? They're going to take revenge on those people who fail to help them. We're raising a generation of people who hate America because we wouldn't help them. Very brief story, I was in a refugee camp. A woman was there. She said, these children in this refugee camp, they will take revenge on those who refuse to help them. We are raising a generation of jihadists in these refugee camps in Libya, in Lebanon, Egypt, Turkey.
But I'll make a quick point. He's also a hypocrite. 40 seconds after interrupting Amy Holmes, he then bitches about this guy interrupting him.
Senator McCain, this is Amy Holmes here, and
yes.
I think we all share, the horror at this atrocity has been committed by
good. Maybe
Bashar
you want to do
al-Assad.
something about it. 75,000 is a gross exaggeration, as the Pentagon has a tendency to do. But the fact
just
is,
as they did with Iraq, right, Senator? General Shinseki overestimated how many...
about you, Andrew, is you don't let people finish speaking.
I just keep hearing the same things you said about Iraq. And it's a catastrophe. 100,000 people died.
You know, sort of typical rudeness is what we are experiencing here. I'm not interrupting Mr. Sullivan.
How dare he threaten us with a story about people seeking revenge for something that we don't do? Meanwhile, these are the same people that will argue that we shouldn't even concern ourselves with why people are angered when we are doing actions like bombing their countries. Meanwhile, he's arguing that they'll seek revenge for us not bombing their country.
Earlier this year, I met a Syrian teacher in the Zatari refugee camp in Jordan, who told me that the generation of young Syrians growing up in these camps and inside Syria will take revenge on those who did nothing to help them in their hour of greatest need. We should be ashamed of our collective failure to come to the aid of the Syrian people. But more than that, we should be deeply, deeply concerned. And as much as I want to disagree with that Syrian teacher, but I'm haunted by the belief that she is exactly right.
The fact is that General Mattis and Admiral Stavridis said that we can go in there and we can use cruise missiles, we can use the Patriots.
That's McCain's help. You know, I've never seen McCain talk about a story about how a teacher says, look at these kids, they're going to seek revenge for you dropping bombs on them. And we know that there are many people that feel that way. Yet he's peddling a story about how children will take revenge for us not bombing their country. Amazing. The guy has no shame. The usual thing is, who the hell cares what's motivating them? Or it's just illogical, so there's no sense in even trying to find out what would motivate an attack. Now this guy's saying, hey, look, you're going to get attacked if you don't do what I'm trying to push, which of course is more military action. He only tells stories that support his drive for war after war after war. Right after 9/11, he was targeting Iraq, saying that we have to go after Iraq, which is a fraudulent agenda. And that was a war crime, which George Bush still has to be held accountable for. And it's amazing that mainstream media is skipping along like the United States government is a legitimate actor on the world stage. There's no shame at all in the way the mainstream media behaves. This guy's like the most frequent guest on these news shows, and he's a guy that disrespects the rule of law. He just undermines the U.S. Constitution by insisting that the president exercise war powers, which he has no right to use.